Well, good morning, everyone. And how are you? And once again, welcome to another live this morning. Nice to have you on with us. We sure appreciate it. You guys are the greatest audience ever. And I mean it. Yeah. My faithful followers, those who come on with us early in the morning for our live Facebook, and then, of course, those who follow us on the Doctors In podcast on your favorite smart device, right? Anywho, we appreciate it, guys, big time, and I say hello to, I may miss somebody here, but let's do it anyways. Brahim and Andrea and Mike from Norland. I'm going to say hello to Doc McEwen. We saw her on Friday in Sudbury, and that was nice of you, Doc, on your way home from West Tennessee. Well, your mother's home. Your home is in West Tennessee. But on your way there, you stopped in Sudbury to see moi, and I appreciate that big time. We had a nice chat with our friend, the pharmacist too, Rochelle. And anyway, we had a great time, and thank you for that. Yolande and Georgie and Nick and Nikki, at least 2 or 3 Georgies. 2 for sure, Halifax, Nova Scotia. Deb, Milika, Madeleine in Kippawa, Quebec. Kevin, who has come back from his tour, being the mayor of the private Facebook group. Thanks, Kevin, for that. And saying hello to Olga and others there out east, right? That you met with. Good for you. We appreciate it. And Nellie and Nativity and Carrie from Nebraska, Maria and Helga and Herma and Marl from Ottawa, Dorothy, Judy, and Jude from Troy, New York, Gail, Marlene, Giovanna, Vince, Sandra, Mary, Corrine, Pat, Frida, Evangeline, Francis, Brandon, Martine, Bruno, Leela, Karen, Dave from Muskoka, Marine, Marla, Caroline, Crystal, Cecilia. Let's see. I know I missed a lot because you got to have lists, guys, and I try and keep up with Arlene and Elaine and Laura. And let me just see. One more list, and then we'll get going this morning. I got a lot of headlines this morning. Gertie. See, Gertie, I almost missed you. Dale, Rosa, Lynn, Bonnie, Yvonne, Sandy, Carol from West Virginia, Veronica, Cindy, Dave, Joanne, Rosalinda. How could I miss you, Rosalinda? Sometimes I do. Kim, Wendy, Brenda, Deb. I think I did say hello to Nicole. There's 2 or 3, and there's a Nikki too. Thea, Frances Marie, Carol, Janice, Daphne, Cheryl, Marianne, Wanda, Lori, Patricia, April, Dan, Norma, and Lise. Now, put your name up there if you weren't on any of those lists that I have, okay? Because I want to add you. And I got to update it. But guys, I miss the roll call. I really do. I wish I could get it, but maybe it's coming back. Maybe it isn't. I don't know. Okay. These are articles, okay? And, based on some studies or whatever. But listen to this. This is a scary thought. Every 30 seconds, a leg is amputated in the USA because of diabetes. Guys, I'm not a prophet nor the son of one, but I can tell you, you go back with me 20 years or more, okay, or more. I talked about the catastrophic implications of diabetes. I said back 20, 25 years ago on the radio that all the tea in China would not pay for the ramifications of diabetes. There's no amount of money, guys, that can take care of that. The problem with diabetes, okay, type 2 diabetes, the problem with it is legion when it comes to the side effects of being a diabetic. And the biggest one I tell you all the time is blood supply. Sugar left unattended in your bloodstream is a killer because it destroys blood vessels, eyes, brain, small vessel disease in the brain, a stroke, heart attack, kidneys, high blood pressure, limbs, neuropathy. Diabetes, guys, blindness, cataracts, it's enormous ramifications. And our healthcare system, which is a disease care system, never can make up for the damage of diabetes. And let me say something else. Diabetes, I know this is a controversial statement, is reversible. It's reversible. Now that's not popular. People don't like to hear that because they've been inundated with propaganda from the big pharma. Diabetes needs to be managed. That's a word, managed. You're a diabetic, you're always going to be a diabetic. Therefore, it needs to be managed. And treatment are management treatments. Let's regulate your blood sugar with medication, metformin, and the GLP-1s medication like Ozempic and Wegovy or whatever you call it, whatever which way you pronounce it. It's big business, boys. It's big business. And look, if you're a diabetic, I'm not telling you even to get off your medication, but I can tell you one thing. You got an allergy to carbohydrates. You and carbs don't get along. It's just the way it is. You don't get along with it. You have an allergy to it. And here we are, every 30 seconds in the US of A, a leg is amputated for diabetes. Crazy. Crazy. It's a scourge of our society today. We changed the sugar. We changed the amount of sugar we eat. We changed the wheat, the flour, that turns to sugar in nanoseconds. Very destructive. And we wonder why we're so sick. Well, I'm not saying it's all of it, but a majority of it is food. It's choices that we make. And when one becomes a diabetic, and way before that, that's why another reason I love the A1C. Look, if your A1C is over 5.4, run, Forrest, run. You're in trouble. You're on the Titanic. Turn the ship around or jump onto a lifeboat. You're going to hit an iceberg. Your body's telling you that you're using too much insulin. You're going to wear that out. And that's what happens with type 2 diabetes. Type 1 diabetes, well, their insulin doesn't work at all. Their pancreas doesn't work, and therefore they need a medication. That's different, even though food is very important for a type 1 diabetic. We did very well in our office, in our practice, with people that had type 1 diabetes and autoimmune disease when they would really lower their carbohydrates. They had to live on protein. When I say protein, I mean protein. And, protein in nature is surrounded by fat. Okay? God gave you an egg to eat. God gave you meat to eat and dairy to eat. You don't become a diabetic when you eat that stuff. Anywho, okay, so that was a headline. I thought, and here's one that went with it. A low-carb diet, this was a study done, seems to slow tumor growth. Well, hello? You know how many oncologists over the years that told me the diet had nothing to do with cancer? Nothing. What are you talking diet with cancer? They give me a migraine. I'm not saying it's everything. I'm just saying it's a big thing. It's a big thing. Okay? And we'll do another, because I was asked this so many times. I get asked this probably as more than anything else. Doc, I got cancer. What do I do? Doc, I got cancer. What do I do? My loved ones got cancer. What did they do? Well, look, I mean, it's complicated to some extent, but I always tell people, look, how did you get cancer in the first place? And usually cancer is a perfect storm, okay, of insulin. Insulin's a growth hormone. Of estrogen. Estrogen is a growth hormone. Inflammation, destructive. It's on your side till it's not. Inflammation is good if you have a fever. Inflammation is good if you just got injured. It's your body's ambulance system. Your cytokines are in action. You have an immune system. It's when that doesn't get turned off that can become destructive. Inflammation, as we always say, is not Houdini. There's a reason for it. Insulin resistance, insulin used way too much creates insulin resistance. Insulin resistance creates inflammation. When you're eating too much sugar, you get oxidation. Okay? Premature aging. Free radicals. Free radicals are good. Everybody's going to have some free radicals. We're all aging. Okay? I don't care how much Botox you want to use. I don't care what you do. You can't stop it. Slow it down. Yeah, sure. Who's not for that? But when free radicals take off, when they are out of control, oxidation, cut an apple in half, what do you see? Exposed to air. Air you can't live without, but it's going to make sure you die. You're going to rust out. Look at a movie star. Look at their pictures in the 1950s and the 1960s and maybe even in the 1970s. And now we're at 2025. Look at a movie star. Look at that dreamboat become a tugboat. True or false? Oxidation. Well, good luck with that. You can have the best dermatologist in the universe. It happens to the best of us. I look at pictures of me when I was in my 20s and 30s. I said, holy, who is that guy? Right? Come on. But cancer is oxidation on steroids. Okay? So you have insulin, you have inflammation caused by oxidation, glycation. What's glycation? It's sugar attaching itself to a protein molecule like hemoglobin. It'll destroy your blood. It hooks its wagon. It affects your collagen. But it also affects cancer cells. Glycation, oxidation, inflammation. Boy, there's a lot of IONs at the end. Insulin, IN. Okay, insulin resistance. I talked to you about this before, fermentation. Well, sugar, it's just, look, bacteria, beautiful. They're on your side. Okay, how do you make, bread? Sourdough. How do you turn milk into yogurt? Or, cabbage into sauerkraut? How do you do that? Well, it's fermentation. Cancer uses that process. Adding sugar. Fermentation. So there's a perfect storm in there. And another I is immune system failure. And this is a big factor that you guys know on this program. I talk about it all the time. Immune system. Look, you know what's on your side, guys? Your immune system. People don't talk about that enough. They don't talk about it enough on a virus or bacteria. We went through a pandemic when they wouldn't talk about your immune system. I was angry for 4 years. The Bible said you can be angry and sin not. Okay? I was on the verge of sinning because I was so angry at the stupidity of our world that was not talking about the immune system, but rather than close everything down, lock everything down, don't go outside, don't go to the store, don't go to church, don't go here, don't go there. I was so angry. I had to talk to myself because I was yelling out like John the Baptist, let's take care of people's immune system. Kids got nothing to worry about. Don't close down the schools. I know we're worried about grandma. Well, don't be worried about grandpa. If grandpa would just take care of his immune system, and, you have your body, the microbiome, big part of your immune system. When you got more healthy than bad guys, you win. And so does your immune system. More T cells. More natural killer cells. Those are the natural killer cells and T cells. Your body is equipped to get after cancer. And by the way, I'm just going to give you a little memo. Get the memo. You've got some cancer in your body as we speak. You got mutated cells, 100% for sure. Yeah, but you got an immune system. I don't want you to focus in on your, I don't want you to focus in on the fact that Dr. Martin says I got some cancer in my body. Yeah, but everybody does. I don't want you to focus in on that. I want you to focus in on your immune system. I want you to elevate your levels of T cells, your Navy SEALs. I want you to elevate your levels of natural killer cells. They're made to go after cancer. How do I do that, Doc? How do I do that? How can I do that? Get in the sun. Sun, steak, and steel. Get in the sun. Cancer hates the sun. I know it goes against everything that's ever been taught. Can't the sun, it'll kill you. No, it'll save your T cells have little antennas. They're looking for vitamin D. Your natural killer cells. They don't work without sunlight. And if you can't get the sunlight, you better take vitamin D. You know, I've been consistent. What did I say through the pandemic? Vitamin D. Vitamin A. Steak. Your immune system. Zinc. What? How come you don't talk about zinc, Dr. Martin? Well, I'm expecting you to eat it. You have a steak? Zinc. You have an egg? Zinc. Zinc's not found in plants. No? Nah. There's not enough for a mouse in zinc in plants. Eat it. Look, when I talk to you about supplementing, I'm talking to you about supplementing your diet. I always want people, their foundation has to be food. Eggs, meat, and cheese. Animal kingdom. I'm not saying exclusively the animal kingdom. I'm saying that's got to be on top of the food chain. Okay? Your fat-soluble vitamins. Eat them. Get in the sun. Get in the sun. So that's why you have a perfect storm usually. One of those factors has fallen apart. You've got insulin, inflammation. You've got free radical damage and oxidation, and they create a perfect storm. Your immune system isn't firing on all cylinders. And cancer cells are ravenous. They're looking for sugar. They need fuel. They need fuel. So, and then, well, it came right along with it. Insulin resistance is this was an article on the weekend. Insulin resistance is a silent driver of pancreatic cancer. Fluctuating blood sugars, spiking the blood sugars. Having oatmeal in the morning, spike. Fruit Loops in the morning, spike. A muffin in the morning, spike. Toast in the morning, spike. That's what happens. Now you're creating an insulin storm. That has to come out. Because if you insist on eating food that rapidly rises your blood sugar, what'll save your life is your pancreas secreting insulin. It's got a job to do. You got no choice. Okay. I got tied up there talking about, let me see, talking about cancer. Okay. I reread this article. I've had it for a bit, but I reread it on the weekend. It says a buried 1992 study, buried because it didn't fit the narrative in JAMA, the Journal of American Medical Association, Listen to this one. It was a 1992 study on the longest living people at the time. And guess what? It's still true today. Here's what they found, Buried. They didn't want guys like me to pick this up, although I can guarantee you I did. There's a reason, guys, for my madness, Dr. Martin, he's always talking eggs, meat, and cheese. Is he got nothing else in his vocabulary? Oh, I've been doing this for a long time, guys. I've been doing this for a long time. And I'm not carnivore. People always accuse me of that. You're a carnivore. No, I'm not. I'm a nutrivore. I want you to eat the best foods. That's all. You want to have some fruits and vegetables? I don't care. When you're on the reset, no. Say no to that for 30 days. Can you do it? Yeah, sure you can. Tens of thousands, if not, we're over 100,000, I believe. People have done the reset. It's a 30-day program to recharge your batteries, the mitochondria, and to fix insulin resistance. Amazing what happens. Anyways, here's what they found in a buried 1992 study. People that live the longest are meat eaters. Oh, Dr. Martin. You know how many times I've heard this? Dr. Martin, the blue zones. People live the longest in the blue zones. Well, I don't know, but I know this. This study said people that live the longest eat meat. They're not vegetarians. They're not vegans. How could that be? Meat eaters. They had the lowest triglycerides. You want to live long? Lower your TGs. People, they talk about blood and they ask on the private Facebook group every day. I love that. I want you to take control of your health. The first doctor you want to see is you. You take control of what you can control. Everything that goes in your mouth, you can control. You want to be physician, heal thyself. I call you a physician. No, but seriously, guys, you got to eat anyway, so eat the right things. People that live the longest have the lowest triglycerides. Triglycerides, fat. Fat balls. When they're high, they're dangerous. Tells you a lot about your liver. You got high triglycerides, usually you don't have room in your liver. You pack too much fat in there. You pack fat in there by eating carbohydrates that turn to sugars rapidly and fructose. You pack up the liver with fat. The Costco parking lot is full. You know what happens? Your body sends some of that fat into your bloodstream. You're producing triglycerides, fat balls. Oh, they clog up your arteries, you know. Cholesterol, Dr. Martin. Nah, it's not. And, okay, people who live the longest, a buried 1992 study. Let me continue on. Meat eaters? Give me a high five. Low triglycerides? Give me a high five, if you got that. High HDL? Yeah. Uh-huh. You got high HDL. High LDL too. You need cholesterol. Why do you I always say, why do you want to lower your cholesterol? My doctor said, yeah, but your doctor don't know about food. They don't. They bought the lie. Butter bad, margarine good. Bacon bad, cereal good. Right? Steak bad, salad good. Am I right or wrong about that? Yeah. They're wrong about food. Because they're looking for love in the wrong places. They're looking for the wrong numbers. They want your cholesterol to be low. I want your cholesterol to be high. I want your triglycerides to be low. That's different. That's different. Right? And here's another one. So they found who lives the longest? Meat eaters. Eat meat. 2. Okay? 2. Lower your triglycerides. How do you do that? Diet. Exercise will do it too. It helps. But you can't out-exercise a bad diet. You just can't. Okay, guys? You can't out-exercise a bad diet. But I love exercise, vitamin E. You guys know that. The best thing you can do for yourself is, in terms of exercise, is getting strong. I love go walking, do that. I love that. Everything you do, move, is going to be good. The best? Okay, good, better, best. What's the best? Get strong. Muscle. Want to live longer? By the grace of God, by the way. No guarantee. You can be as healthy as a horse and get hit by a bus. Right? Yeah. And you'll look good in your coffin. Now, you know what I'm saying, guys? Like, come on. But you do everything you can. Everything you can. Be a meat eater. Lower your triglycerides. Up your cholesterol HDL. And lower, here's the fourth thing. This is in 1992. Lower your A1C. Lower your A1C. Lower your blood sugar. And the average, that's the best test. I like that. You can get your insulin tested. I like that too. But I really like your A1C. Like, to me, that tells me enough. Okay. Hey. Okay, now, I'll let you know later on today. Okay, I think I'm going to be on in the morning, but I'm on the road. So I'm going to have to do my program on the road. It's always a little bit more complicated, but it's been done before. Okay. I'll let you know. But I think we're going to be on tomorrow, okay? Looks like we're going to be on, if I can arrange it. Okay. Love you guys. Share this. Let your friends know. Let your family know. They may not listen, Linda's or Larry's, but they might. And let them know they can listen to the podcast on the Doctor Is In podcast on their favorite device. They can do that. Okay? If they can't get on with us live in the morning. Okay. Send your questions in for Friday, which is Q&A. Everybody loves Q&A. I haven't had anybody tell me, you know what, Dr. Martin, I don't like Q&A. Okay? So as far as I know, everyone loves Q&A. So send your questions in to info@martinclinic.com. Okay? The questions do come, and then we put them on the program for Friday. Okay, guys, we love you dearly and sincerely. Talk to you soon.